Hello everyone, my name is Bertha Campbell. I'm the president of the PEI Federation of Agriculture, and also my husband and I operate a dairy, beef and potato farm here in Graham's Road, Prince Edward Island. I'd like to welcome you and thank you for watching this video. We have been involved with workers from other parts of the world over the past year. I hope you will find that the principles portrayed in this video will help you to educate yourself as you prepare to work on island farms.
Personal protective equipment. Before beginning your new job, you should assess what type of personal protective equipment you should be using to ensure you get the job completed in the safest way possible. There are several types of personal protective equipment available to you. The most common include the following. Safety glasses. Safety glasses are commonly used when handling chemicals, working around welding equipment, working in dusty environments, and any other task where you think you may need eye protection. There are several types of safety glasses, which range in size and shading. Steel-toed boots. Steel-toed boots are used when working with heavy equipment and in construction areas to protect your feet. It is also common to wear them when working with large animals. Hearing protection. Use hearing protection when you are working in noisy environments such as around saws, combines, tractors, and some animals. Failing to use ear protection could result in a permanent loss of hearing. Hearing protection is needed for noise that exceeds 85 decibels. The rule of thumb is if you can't hear a person who is only an arm length away from you, then you should be using ear protection. Respirators and masks. Respirators and masks are used to protect you from breathing in toxins and dust particles into your lungs. Respirators are commonly used when working around chemicals, manure pits, silos, and dusty areas. There are several types of respirators available depending on the type of job you are doing. Gloves. Gloves are used when handling animals, chemicals, wood that may splinter, and when cutting crops and meat. There are many different types of gloves available. Make sure you use the proper type for the job you are doing. Reflective clothing. Reflective clothing is used when operating equipment, as well as when working in poorly lit areas or in the dark. Wearing reflective clothing ensures not only your safety, but the safety of those around you by helping you become more visible. Chemical-safe clothing. Chemical-safe clothing is worn when handling chemicals. It will protect your skin from irritations and burns. Always remember to wash clothes that have come in contact with chemicals separate from your regular wash to avoid transferring chemical residue onto other clothing. Fall protection harness. A fall protection harness should be worn when working from heights. It is designed to protect you in the case that you fall. This harness should be used when working from a building or when entering a silo. The harness should have a snug fit around the body. It should not be loose. Sun safety. Farming requires a lot of work outdoors facing the elements, primarily the sun. There are several ways to protect yourself from harmful rays as well as from heat stress and exhaustion. Wear a broad-spectrum sunscreen that is SPF 15 or higher. This type will protect you from harmful UVA and UVB rays that could cause you to burn. Apply sunscreen to your face, ears, neck, and chin. The sun's rays are still strong on cloudy days, so you will still need to use protection. Wear shaded sunglasses to protect your eyes from the sun. Sunglasses will also help avoid squinting, causing eye strain. There are also safety glasses available with shading. Wear a wide-brimmed hat to keep your face shaded and protected from the sun's harmful rays. Cover up your skin by wearing loose-fitting, tightly woven, lightweight clothing to protect your skin from being in direct contact with the sun. Keep hydrated and avoid dehydration by drinking plenty of water throughout your shift. Seek shade from the sun when you can by going indoors or under a tree. Signs of heat exhaustion include extreme thirst, weakness, anxiety, fainting, and headache. If you experience these symptoms, you should seek medical attention. Knife safety. When working in horticulture, your main tool will be a knife. It is important to be aware of some basic knife safety to avoid cuts and other injuries. Always keep your knife sharp. A dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp one. There are many different types of knives. Always be sure to use the appropriate type and size of knife for the job that you are doing. Crop knives will differ from meat knives. Wear cut-resistant gloves when cutting crops to protect your hands from being cut. When cutting meat, you will need gloves made from Kevlar, chainmail, or mesh to protect your hands. In some cases, you may need to wear an apron to protect your body. Wear an arm guard or arm-length glove when cutting produce from your arm for extra protection. Always cut away from yourself. In the case that the knife slips, this will prevent the knife from cutting into you. Always carry and store the knife, blade down, to avoid accidental injury. Chemicals and pesticides. When working around chemicals and pesticides, it is important to be properly trained to ensure your safety. There are chemical and pesticide courses available that should be taken if you are working directly with the application or handling of chemicals and pesticides. Workplace Hazardous Material Information Systems course should be taken prior to handling chemicals, to familiarize yourself with symbols and dangers when working with or around chemicals. When handling chemicals, always refer to the material safety data sheets for that chemical to learn more about how to properly handle it, as well as what to do in case of an emergency. It is important to handle chemicals wearing gloves, protective clothing, and a respirator depending on what chemical you are working with. Chemicals can enter the body in 3 ways: transdermal through the skin, inhalation through breathing, and ingestion through swallowing. It is good to have absorbent materials handy in case of chemical spills. Always store chemicals in their originally labeled bottles. If this is not possible, make sure they are stored in clearly marked containers. Always keep the storage area locked and separate from where animals are housed and out of reach from children. Always wash hands after handling chemicals in case you have any chemical residue left on your hands that could be transferred into the body from eating, smoking, and using the bathroom. Machinery hazards. Many aspects of working on the farm include working with machinery such as tractors, harvesters, balers, and combines, which if not used properly can cause serious injury and even death. When working with or around machinery, never wear loose clothing or leave hair untied, as it could become tangled up or caught in the equipment. Points of concern include moving parts such as crush points, where machine parts move together and your body could be pinned and crushed by equipment. Pinch points. Your body could be pinched from belts and chains where 2 parts move together. Pull-in points. Where equipment is designed to take in crops, you could be pulled in from moving belts, chains, or other moving parts. Entanglement points. Where you could be pulled in from exposed rotating components such as a PTO. Burn points occur from moving belts and chains on equipment, as well as from mufflers, pipes, and hot fluids. Stored energy hazards are present in pressurized systems such as equipment with hydraulics, springs, and compressed air found on various types of equipment such as loaders and balers, and if not working properly, could result in crushing and other accidents. To keep safe when working around equipment, always make sure your guards are in place to protect yourself from becoming entangled. A guard may be any shield, cover, casing, or barrier that is there to prevent contact between a hazardous machine part and a person or a person's clothing. An example of a place where a person could become tangled is in a PTO. Having the PTO guard in place could prevent things such as hair, clothing, or other items from becoming entangled in the equipment, which could pull you in, causing serious injury or death. When performing maintenance, be sure to shut off the equipment and remove the key. Also be sure to let someone know where you are so they don't accidentally turn on the equipment. After the maintenance is completed, be sure to replace any guards that may have been removed and replace any safety locks that may have been unlocked during maintenance. Keep areas such as belts free from debris to prevent objects from being caught up and thrown, causing injury. Never jump on or off moving equipment such as a harvester or tractor. When working around machinery, always be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you are out of the way of moving tractors or equipment. The equipment operator may not be able to see you from the tractor, so stay back and out of the way. Forklift. Before operating a forklift, it is important to obtain your forklift license from a certified instructor to ensure you are aware of how to operate a forklift properly. Before each shift, complete a safety inspection to make sure the forklift is in safe working condition. The inspection checklist should include things such as checking the tire pressure, checking to see if all lights are working, checking the backup alarm, checking the brakes, and checking the forks. Also look for excess wear or anything that appears to need repair. Sign and date each inspection to keep track of when it was last looked over. If anything requires fixing, let your employer know right away. Before moving loads, check the forklift's capacity to ensure it can withstand the weight that you intend to carry. Always ensure loads are secure before moving them around so they don't fall from the forklift. Pay attention to the safety stickers placed on the forklift. These will indicate where possible pinch points or hazards may be. Be aware of changes in the center of gravity that may cause an offset imbalance and cause the forklift to overturn. This could include driving up or down hills or on rough terrain. Forklifts should only have one rider unless there is an extra seat and seat belt for a second person. Extra riders could cause an offset imbalance, resulting in overturn. Always wear your seat belt when operating a forklift in case it overturns. The seat belt will keep you secure and prevent the forklift from falling on you. Wear high visibility reflective clothing such as a reflective vest so those around you can see you. Animal safety. When working with animals, there are several important aspects to be aware of to ensure your safety. The first and foremost important thing is to dress appropriately. You should wear steel-toed boots to protect yourself in the case that you get stepped on, as well as long clothing to protect your skin from being broken if you happen to get kicked or bitten by an animal. Depending on what type of handling you will be doing, wearing protective gloves may be required. Before entering an animal's holding area, have a look around and determine an exit point where you can quickly leave the area if needed. When approaching an animal, always do so from the side so it can clearly see you. Talk to the animal so it is aware of your presence, and avoid the animal's blind spot, which is located directly behind the animal. When handling animals, always remain calm and patient. Avoid loud noises and sudden movements that may cause the animal to spook. Animals can spook more easily in windy weather, as well as in new environments. Oftentimes when animals are in heat, are injured, are separated from the herd, and when they have young that they are trying to protect, they can act more aggressive than normal towards their handler. Always be cautious of these circumstances as they may result in a change in behavior and cause injury. When trailering animals, be aware not to overcrowd them. Ensure flooring is non-slip so you don't fall, and always be cautious and patient when moving animals on and off the trailer to ensure they don't get injured. Never poke or prod an animal when it has nowhere to go. It could react and harm you. When moving animals around, keep in mind they move more readily towards lighted areas as opposed to dark areas. It is important to always keep in mind that animals are unpredictable, and no matter how familiar you are with any particular animal, there will always be unforeseen circumstances that could result in a change in behavior. As you can see, there are many topics to be covered to ensure your safety on the farm. Today we have only touched on some of the many areas that need to be thought about to keep you safe and out of harm's way. There are a few things to keep in mind to keep you safe while at work. First and foremost, always ensure that you have received proper training for the job or task which you are doing. You have a right to this training and should not be operating equipment unless you have received training and are comfortable using it. Always wear your personal protective equipment. You are the only one who can keep you safe while on the farm, so always take the time to grab the necessary protection for the job you will be doing. Don't hesitate to ask questions. If you don't understand how to do something or you require further explanation, ask your employer so they can clarify things for you. There are no stupid questions. Don't forget to take breaks throughout your shift. Take time to have a snack and drink plenty of fluids to rehydrate your body, especially after working in the heat. Make sure you get enough rest each night. Try to get a good night's sleep and eat a balanced diet. These things are important to keep you healthy and in good working shape. Workers have 3 basic rights that help them carry out their responsibilities for safety. Number 1, the right to know. Workers have the right to know about the hazards of their jobs. They should know how to recognize and deal with those hazards so they won't cause injury or health problems to themselves or to others in the workplace. Number 2, the right to participate. Workers have the right to participate in health and safety in the workplace. Employers should consult with them on matters that affect workers' safety. Number 3, right to refuse work. Workers have the right to refuse to do work which they have reasonable grounds to believe would endanger their health or safety or another person's health or safety. If a worker refuses to work, he or she must immediately report to a supervisor. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it was of some importance to you. If you require further information on anything that you have seen, or if you'd like more information on safety training for farm workers, please contact the Federation of Agriculture.